Michael Jordan just broke his silence and he did not come to play nice. DiJonai either. We're talking about the guy who invited Caitlyn Clark to his private golf club last winter. So when he speaks up for her and Sophie, it hits different. Stick around, because his words are about to change how people talk about this whole situation. Is a suspension enough for Carrington, or should she be kicked out of the WNBA altogether? Let me know down in the comments below.
You know, I usually stay out of these conversations, but I can't stay silent anymore.
With 2 minutes left in the first quarter, Sophie Cunningham took off on a breakaway layup after stripping the ball away, and for a split second, the United Center went dead silent. Then it exploded, because Carrington caught up to her from behind and swung her arm straight across Cunningham's neck.
This girl almost took Sophie Cunningham's head off. And then when she got ejected for doing something that she should not have done and that she absolutely should have got ejected for, she's gonna go in the locker room and tweet on Threads, white privilege. At the beginning of this video, you can see her tweet at the bottom. No, sweetie, it's not white privilege. That's called being treated fairly. Stop viewing everything through an ignorant, stupid racial lens. Look in the mirror, hold yourself accountable. You shouldn't have did what you did.
Think about
the foul, and this has nothing to do with race. Last year, I did the same thing, and I got kicked out of a game, and I deserved to be kicked out. There's no reason even to play that card, meaning the race card. Clearly, I think it was unnecessary. I don't even know her. She wasn't even on the team last year when all that was going on. But I do think people play the fever. We're nationally televised. There's a lot of eyes on us, and people just want attention, and that's her just trying to get attention.
She's actually black privileged because she knows the WNBA won't do a single thing of significance about it. And imagine if the roles were reversed. If Sophie made a comment similar to this, then she'd likely never play again. And actually, we just saw this from Coach Sandy Brondello. She got disciplined for making, I believe, a pretty innocent, maybe, offhand comment about talking about Angel Reese and saying that she's a protected species. She was suspended and disciplined. And I think if that's the standard, then DiJonai should be too.
2024 playoffs, first round. Connecticut Sun against the Fever. Carrington's hand caught Clark right in the eye during a play, leaving her with a visible black eye that became the story of the entire series. No flagrant was called on the play, no suspension, no fine that anyone announced. When reporters asked Carrington about it afterward, she claimed she didn't even know she hit her, saying she was trying to make a play on the ball and just followed through. Watch the replay and that explanation doesn't hold up, because her hand goes straight at Clark's face with no ball anywhere close to it.
There was a little wind up there and there was some follow through. This will probably get upgraded. Now Carrington was trying to make a play on the ball, but by rule, the wind up and follow through are trigger signals for the officials that this will likely get upgraded.
Absolutely dirty, reckless abandon.
That wasn't a one-off either. Carrington racked up 3 flagrant fouls in a single month that same season, including hits on Skylar Diggins and Jessica Shepard, and fans were already calling for the league to suspend her long before this year. Then there's the hair pull on Sarah Ashley Barker, where Carrington grabbed her ponytail and yanked her straight to the floor during a game against the Sparks. Officials called it a loose ball foul, not even a flagrant, and one analyst compared it to recess at an elementary school. So when people
did go for the basketball, she basically reached around Shepard's body, but the fact that she went for the basketball and for the block really
it's a basketball play.
Yeah, it is, and she ends up getting Shepard in the face, the nose. I don't know which takes precedent. Oh, see, it's the hit the ball and then it's the pull back. They're showing it on the Jumbotron at a different angle that sort of looked like, watch after Carrington goes for the block, watch her pull back right here. And that's the part that I don't know if you separate that.
I'm glad that they rescinded it because for that action being minimal, like a brush, yeah, this is what should have happened and the right thing happened. What? Like, what is
All I'm saying is I have flashbacks to college when my teammate bumped into a coach like this and it was a problem.
Where your teammate did what?
Bumped into one of our coaches this way and it was a problem. But I think when we analyze it, if Caitlyn didn't say anything, it is marginal. I think rescinding it was fine. But I do understand in the moment how we got here.
Well, and this is why you have the processes in place for the league to be able to. That is a deep sigh. You good?
Yeah, it's just always something. I mean, my goodness.
Why Michael Jordan? Out of every legend in basketball, he's the last guy you'd expect to jump into a WNBA controversy because he almost never talks about active players in any league. This is a man who spent decades saying as little as possible in public, letting his sneakers and his championships do the talking. So when his name gets attached to any Caitlyn Clark situation, people notice immediately because silence has always been his default setting. Rewind to last winter, though, and you'll find the real starting point for all of this. Jordan personally invited Caitlyn Clark to Grove 23, his private golf club in Florida that almost nobody gets access to. This wasn't some marketing department setting up a photo op, this was Jordan himself extending the invite, which tells you exactly how he views her. People don't get into Jordan's circle by accident, and they definitely don't get invited to his golf club because a brand wanted good press. He picked her.
Goats recognize goats. The biggest goat of them all. The greatest of all time to ever play a sport. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You know who's working out, who's training and prepping for their golf tournament, getting a golf swing right at Michael Jordan's private golf course? One Caitlyn Clark.
Then there's the Nike side of it. Clark and Jordan are both signature Nike athletes, which already puts her in rare company, but the connection goes further than that. Clark and Jordan are the only two basketball players alive with their own signature ball line through Wilson, and that's not a small club. Wilson doesn't hand that out for popularity alone. It takes actual performance and staying power, and Jordan's name sitting right next to Clark's on that list says everything about where the league places her already. And Clark's talked about Jordan the same way, always with respect. Never like she's forcing a connection that isn't there. She's brought him up in interviews when nobody even asked directly, which tells you this bond runs both ways instead of Jordan just being a name she name drops for clout.
Well, I think what I admire most about him is his competitive drive and like his mentality more than anything. It was like no one was going to get in his way, no one was going to stop him. He was going to be the best and he was going to show up by how hard he worked every single day and the way he was just going to outwork every single person around him. So I think if I could take one piece of his game, it would certainly just be his mentality and his approach to basketball.
Jordan wasn't even the first legend to step into this. Charles Barkley went off first, saying flat out that LeBron James spoke up too, telling Clark on his podcast to ignore the haters, and saying straight up that Caitlyn Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. Steph Curry weighed in as well. So by the time Jordan finally said something, fans were already watching to see if the most private guy in basketball history would break form.
I'm sick of watching Caitlyn getting attacked. If the league doesn't step up and protect her, things are going to get ugly real fast.
And he did. Jordan went after the WNBA's handling of discipline directly, calling out veterans who let conversation. Jordan's not some analyst giving a hot take from a studio desk. He's the same man who already put Clark inside his own private circle, at his own club, on his own terms. When a guy like that speaks up, it's not commentary, it's a warning shot. Strip away all the noise and look at the scoreboard. Fever win 90-86. Kelsey Mitchell dropped 27, breaking the WNBA record for consecutive 20-point games at 16 straight. Clark finished with 26 points, 11 assists, a stat line only reached 4 times total by anyone else in league history. Boston added 13 and 11 boards. That's your answer to the ejection, the rant, the phantom technical. The Fever just outplayed everybody. Now the league picks a side, protect Clark and Cunningham, or let jealousy chip away at the biggest audience the WNBA has ever built. Is a suspension enough for Carrington? Or should she be kicked out of the WNBA altogether? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications as we're bringing you all the action and top stories. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.